vlog, and I'm here with Nancy at Brideface, and she's going to tell us how to get a beautiful glow in the winter, because we all kind of get a little pasty and not feeling so good, so it's a way to bring in the sunshine in these dull winter days. So
Definitely. It's always a little hard to know how to use bronzer in the winter because you don't want to look swarthy, you don't want to look dirty, but you want to have a little bit of a glow, not necessarily like you're trying to look like you just got back from Key West, but
Right.
you want to look healthy.
Right.
So the trick is to find a bronzer that's not too dark. I'm going to use actually Amy's bronzer. I don't know whether anybody can see my palette, probably not. But bronzer comes in a lot of different undertones, so a lot of the challenge is finding something that's not too orange. You want something that's going to be more on the yellowish side for most people. Some people want just a little bit of pink in their bronzer, depending on if you feel a little bit sallow. So that's going to be probably your biggest challenge, is finding a good shade of bronzer. Amy has a Arbonne bronzer that I think is really good. You want a nice fluffy brush. You can use a regular powder brush. You can also use more of a squat bronzer brush. Anything that's nice and fluffy that's not going to pick up too much product.
And yours looks a little flat, that brush.
Yeah, I prefer a flat one. I have this expensive bronzer brush that I hardly ever reach for because to me, I think it picks up a little too much product.
Mm-hmm.
If you're somebody that already has quite a bit of color, you could probably get away with a fatter brush. But I don't want to apply too much color to Amy because I don't want her to look like she's got a bunch of bronzer on. So the trick to bronzer is you want it where the sun would hit you if you were actually allowed to go in the sun, which we're not anymore. So the tops of the cheekbones,
Now
forehead, bridge of the nose.
I've seen some people
Chin.
like they suck in their cheeks and
You don't really want to contour with bronzer. We can definitely talk contour next time.
Okay.
Let's do that. Another topic. But you don't really want to contour with bronzer because it's really not the right color. Strangely enough, when you do contour, you want to use something with almost kind of a taupey undertone to it.
Okay.
I do like to do a little bronzer on the neck though, because our neck tends to be a lot wider than our face.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get as much of the sun, so you don't want to have that kind of floating head effect. So I do like to buff a little bit of bronzer into the neck. So we already have a glow. Now the mistake I see a lot of women make is they forget to do blush. They put their bronzer on, but then you're ending up looking a little flat. So I like to do a bright pop of color just on the apple. So I'm going to use a fairly bright color. It's going to have a blue undertone. It's a little brighter than what Amy's been using. And I'm just going to do a touch, just right on the apple. You can even use kind of like a clear coral, but in Amy's case I'm going to do like a blue undertone that's really already popping her eyes. If you do that right over the bronzer, it's not going to feel like a clown-like effect. If you tried to use that color by itself, it might look a little stark. Now I'm going to use a highlighter. This is called the Bird of Paradise. It's by Becca. Becca's a little hard to find these days.
Where do you find it?
They used to carry it at Sephora. I believe they're only online now.
Oh.
This is a cream highlighter. I'm using it in the inner corner. I'm using it on the brow bone. It's just going to really brighten you up.
I've never used a highlighter
I'm
before.
going to use a little bit on the cheekbones. This is a nice highlighter. It doesn't have too much sparkle to it. It's going to give more luminosity than it would give sparkle, if that makes sense. You can do a little more sparkle for evening. This is more subtle for day. It looks more believable. I love it on the inner corner and on the brow bone, cheekbone. Even down the bridge of the nose. I don't do it down the bridge of the nose. I already have enough nose going on for anybody, but you know.
So it really highlights.
You know
the
what
ones
you
that
want to
pop.
bring out, what
Yeah.
you don't.
Right.
We're all different in that respect. It's all about bringing out your bone structure. Or not. I don't need to bring out my nose. Okay, thought I was ready. I wasn't ready. See the little highlighter on the inside?
Yeah.
Kind of brightens you up.
Mhm.
Let's give you a little bit of a glowy gloss.
Now I've heard heard that people that have like eyes that are more close together should use the highlighter to make it give the.
Yes, yeah. If you have eyes that are super far apart, you probably would not, thank you for saying that, you probably would not want to do the inner highlighter thing. Because it's only going to make them look more apart. I mean, if you want to look alien-like, I kind of like that look. Like if you notice, a lot of models really have very far-set eyes. A lot of models, like, you know, they really play up that otherworldly alien thing. But I digress.
Now, I don't use a lot of lip color. Mine's like a really light gloss.
This is a gloss. It's kind of a little bit of a bronzy gloss.
Okay.
Kind of pulling away that little bit of a sun-kissed look. There's only so sun-kissed you can look in the winter. You know, we're not trying to do J-Lo here. We know our limitations.
It is sunny today.
It is sunny today,
It's
finally.
a little believable today.
I want just a little more bronzer. She's already starting to look like sparkly eye. See how that just a little bit of highlighter just brings out your eyes. That's all we got.
Wow. Well, thank you.
Work you right up.
I feel warmer and ready for summer already.
Like, yes, I did just get back from vacation.
Now I'm not ready for the bikini yet. I'll do the bronzer, but not the bikini. Well, thank you, Nancy. It's been awesome. She's right here in Main Strasse in Covington. It's great. You can stop by before a special occasion, or just need a little pick me up, or if you want to
Lesson.
Yeah. And you also do. We're doing a story in Cincy Chic. Well, we did a story in Cincy Chic about this, and then just all of your Brideface stuff. But then also you are helping women like a makeup bag makeover.
Absolutely.
Like we were talking about today.
I'm analyzing Amy's makeup bag, so stay tuned Monday in my blog. I'm going to analyze what Amy's using or not using, what she should be using. I'm going to be ambushing makeup bags, basically. The voyeur in me just can't resist.
I bet you can tell a lot about somebody through their makeup bag.
Absolutely. Some people kind of cram for the session, so it's not really fair, but it's okay.
I did not. It was straight out of my makeup bag that I put on this morning.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you can check out her blog. I'll put a link to it on my blog, and we'll just be blog crazy.
Blog love going back and forth.
That's right. Well, thank you, Nancy, and
Thanks,
we'll check
Amy.
back with you very soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.